What's up, all? It's been a while. I know you're mad, but life happens, and I hope I didn't scare any of you dedicated listeners, but I haven't forgotten about you. So, lots of things happen to all of us, and of course, this creates awesome stories, which is the running theme for these next few episodes. I'm here sitting down with the little homie Andy again, and we're going to start talking about our lives as field technicians. It's episode 7, part 1 of Tech Life. Here we go.
You know what I heard?
Spill it. I gotta know.
I think it could be true.
Can you believe what they just said?
That can't be true.
Tell me more.
Have you heard?
They said what? Do you believe everything you hear? This is Rumorcast.
You can boo all you want now, you jackwagon. Now it's recording.
Good.
Good, you fucking bitch. So I was just literally on Reddit waiting for you to jump on. And I love these like little things where it's like the New York Post tweeted a Montana woman broke into a man's house with a machete, ordered him to take off his clothes, and forced him to have sex with her. And somebody responded and said, rape. She raped him.
Very subtle.
Yeah, right. Like it's like, it's like, dude, that's called rape. You're not protecting her.
Stupid.
Oh my god, just fucking dumb, dude. I don't understand it. Like, I just I don't fucking get it. But
Yep. I haven't paid too much attention. Reddit's just been blown up with political stuff, and which is good.
it's good if the people vote. I mean, that would be better.
Yep. I think we'll have a lot higher turnout this year for the younger generation voting.
I sure fucking hope so, man, because this is getting a little bit ridiculous now. Like, if he makes a second term, my faith in humanity is going to be severely damaged.
I don't think it'll happen, but we'll see.
Dude, there's no way. There's no way. No way.
No.
Although,
Nope.
I will point out that what you said to me yesterday is something I've never really considered before. Let me find
Which
it here.
part?
The part where you told me you loved me.
Daddy.
No, what you were talking to me about, damn it, now I can't, of course, now I can't find the fucking text. The part you were talking to me about how politics it can be extremely complicated. Like, you can't just come out and say, oh, well, we're going to do this thing, because what a lot of people don't realize is that, you know, it's a balancing act. Like, if you do one thing, it affects other things. And there's even video games out there of this exact thing, you know, like, oh, okay, you want to do this good for the people, but you're going to be sacrificing this, you know, and so on and so forth. Whereas, you know, he's just come out and just said whatever the fuck he wants, and people who don't really pay that close attention to politics are like, oh, well, he's just telling it like it is. And it's like, no, bitch, he's lying. Like, he lied to you the whole way. Yeah.
No, it's a win versus lose. It's not like Democrats want just Democrats to win, or Republicans want only the Republicans to win, and it doesn't matter who it is. They just want their party to win.
Right. And that's what it's become, is this huge team sport. And that's like the worst fucking thing that could happen right now.
We need a third party.
Ooh, that's a good concept.
Yep.
A third party. What would we call it? What would we call the third party?
Well, everybody would probably just call it the Green Party anyways, but
That's not bad. That's not bad. Aren't we getting flack on both sides about the whole climate change?
everybody's fighting over it.
Yeah. It's so funny how 40 of our top minds on this planet come together and say, hey guys, we got an emergency, and everybody's like, meh. Meh. This ain't Star Trek. Go home, nerd. Like, oh, we're all gonna fucking die.
Because we didn't listen to Al Gore.
I know, right? I mean, seriously, somebody invents the internet, you really need to pay attention to this person the rest of your life. Okay, for those that aren't familiar, Andy and I can tend to be extremely sarcastic without being so obvious about it. I know that Al Gore didn't do that. So before my email,
just roll with it.
Oh my God! Before
People
my
were pulling their hair out.
Oh, dude, I can just hear them mashing their keyboards on the submit form thing. Like, you dumb shit! I'm never listening to your show again. It's like, no, that wasn't true. I'm sorry.
Well, see, the thing is, they would have stopped. They would have stopped the video, like, I'm not listening to this shit, and then they would type a big thing, and not realize you redacted it.
God, you know what? If you are that person and you stopped listening, I just want to say to you, I'm sorry I let you down, and I really hope somebody gets in touch with you. Like, you might want to just listen to 2 more minutes.
You can get more.
I don't know, homie. I don't have friends.
Hi, Mom.
Mom, can you email this guy for me, please? She'd do it too. We can't tell my mom that. Don't ever tell my mom that. Or at least don't ever let her know what emails what, because she would totally fucking do it. She called my coworker that one time. You remember that? At my last job?
Why did she call him again?
Well, he was talking shit, and he kept talking shit, and one day I just cracked the joke, like, you better watch out, man. My mom's a fucking shit talker. I'll fucking straight up.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, I will straight up tell my fucking mom on you. And then sure enough, oh, dude, it was so funny. So sure enough, she calls him. I gave her his direct number to his desk. And she called him, left a voicemail. And the funniest part about this is now we have, amazing technology. And this amazing technology allows voicemails to now go from speech to text and be sent to you in an email. So what does my coworker have set up? Exactly that. So my mom calls, and all she says, I don't understand why you're arguing with Phil. Phil is a good person, and he deserves your trust, and I'm really disappointed, and I don't really want to deal with this right now. Right? So he's thinking one of his actual sales is falling through, because at that particular point in time, he's dealing with a guy named Philip, and he's dealing with his fucking parents. The parents have to sign the fucking paperwork for the business. So he freaks out, calls them, and they have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. And so he listens to the voicemail. He listens to the voicemail, and he realizes, I've never heard this lady before. Oh, dude, he tried so hard to play that shit off. As soon as I found out about it, because his coworker came up to me, and he was like, dude, did you actually have your mom call him? And I was like, fuck yeah, I did. Why? And that's when he told me the story, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking great. And this fucking ass clown comes out talking about, oh, well, I knew the whole time. It wasn't that funny. And it's like, fuck you. Everybody else is laughing. Oh, man. Yeah, that shit was great.
I would have loved to hear that conversation he had with them.
Oh, I know, man. If I could record anything, that would be one of the things. Oh, man. I've had a lot of jobs.
Yeah, I've only had 3.
Yeah, you have. And I've worked with... Holy fuck, I didn't even realize this. I've worked with you on all 3.
Yep.
I've been your direct coworker for all 3 of them. Fucking A, that's funny.
I'm fucking tired of it.
Thanks, dick.
I tried to get away.
Yeah. All right, we're not going to talk about the Menard thing. That's going to fucking take... We have to... Fuck, man. All right, I'll make up another footnote document for the... Or did we already?
No, not for that.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to fucking... Fucking A, we had a lot of stories on that one too. But it was the last job that we worked together that we wound up with the most stories. That was a lot.
I would
of
agree.
stories.
Yeah. That's 5 years worth.
Yeah. Well, 5 years worth and many, many places worth. So for our friends listening, Andy and I worked as field technicians in the fiber optic industry. Basically, just think highly glorified cable guys. we would do a hell of a lot more than those cable guys did, but yeah, it was fiber optics, so it was mainly telecom. But we worked for a subcontractor because this was a part of the whole when Obama was president and he was trying to create more jobs. So a lot of these telecoms received government funding, which, mind you, is hot in the news right now because Verizon and AT&T and all of them, there's allegations. I'm not going to make any definitive statements, but there's allegations that they didn't appropriate the money as they should have. But what people didn't hear about is there was all these independent telecoms in the middle of nowhere that actually did utilize the money and the grants and the loans that they were given to put these fiber optics in, and they converted everybody in the rural Midwest to fiber optics. And now all of these people that were literally on dial-up still, and mind you, we're talking what, 2010 to 2015?
Yep. 2010
to 2015, there were plenty of people that were still on dial-up internet. Like, it was disgusting to see. I felt so bad for these people. So that was our job. Our job was to install these fiber optic networks because, as a part of Obama's creating more jobs thing, in order to qualify for these grants and loans, the telecoms were required to have a subcontractor handle the installation for it all. And that's where Andy and I came in. So we spent 5 years only being home Friday and Saturday. We would leave on Sunday to go to the contract. We would work Monday through Thursday, and then Thursday night we'd get home at the fucking earliest hours of the morning, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the fucking morning sometimes. All over the Midwest. So North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska, Wisconsin, and I think that's it for us anyway. Yeah, I don't think we went any farther. Did you ever go on any of the Colorado contracts?
No. I went out to Kansas for 6 weeks, and that was it. That was the furthest I went out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that Kansas Southern office.
Yep, Gove, Kansas.
Oh, is that where it is? I guess I never knew the town. I worked there that whole fucking time. Never even knew the town of where our south office was.
And I think we stayed in a little town called Oakley.
Please tell me they make the glasses there.
I didn't pay attention. There wasn't much to it. You blink and it's gone.
All right.
It's a tiny little town out in the middle of nowhere. I hated that. I mean, it was fine at first because I was told go out there for 3 weeks and then come back. And then it's 6 weeks later and I'm still out there. And I'm like, all right, I'm going home. Otherwise, I'm just going to quit.
Fuck, you were out there one shot for 6 weeks?
Yep.
Dude, I never knew that.
Yep, it was me and Bill.
Oh, God, Bill.
Bill was cool. He just had his quirks and work ethic.
Dude, Bill, well, see, my shit's more personal with Bill because Bill and Aaron ripped money off of me.
Yep, that is very personal.
Yeah, so that I understand where you're coming from, and I don't blame you for that at all. Obviously, this is how many years old? So
still got grudges.
Yeah, fuck that guy. No, I'm just kidding, Bill. If you're listening, I'm just fucking around. I'm over it. But your work ethic, bro, I hope it got better.
Well, just some of the stuff that he thought was okay and would leave, you know.
Oh, I forgot about that story. I'm looking over my notes right now.
I don't think we ever even mentioned that.
Yes, for those of you listening, we do cheat. We do have notes on some of this stuff because there's so many fucking stories that...
Well, I mean, the way we were like, what do we talk about? How about the stories out on the road? And we're like, wow, that's a lot. So we're just like, okay, well, let's just write down a handful of things, and then we'll think of more as we talk about it. We don't want to just come on here with no guidance for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and we have a ridiculously huge list, and currently I'm looking for the one with Gary. Do you remember?
Yes.
With the van, when our boss came out, the first day we were down in Iowa.
Yes, I do remember that. Okay.
I'm looking for that story, and I don't see it on here. Okay, so I'm going to add that one right here because I do not want to skip this story. This story is great. We almost got arrested. Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Okay. So we kind of broke this up into categories. So there are 7 current categories. Or I'm sorry, 6. There's 6 categories. So we're going to start with the nastiest houses because this is like the most interesting thing. I mean,
it's the most commonly asked question I hear.
Yeah. What's the grossest house you've been in?
Yep.
And let me just go over the categories quick so our audience knows what to expect. So there's the nastiest houses. There's the seductive houses. We've got a category called 9/10 possession. We've got a category called collector craziness. We got a category called discovering deceased. And a category called miscellaneous. This is just something that we couldn't really categorize, but... it's just kind of
random stories,
random stuff that we've witnessed or learned on the road. That's kind of like, oh fuck, okay. So, anyway, with that being said, the nastiest houses. So, the funny part about this story is I didn't get any time delay on the nastiest house thing. Like it was right away when I first started. I was working with a guy named Al, and we went to this house. Now, mind you, obviously, I was trained in at this point, and I had been working for about a month, and we were working in rural North Dakota. And obviously, you get some houses that are way the fuck out in the sticks, and this was one of them. And we get to this house, and we're pulling into the driveway. Now, mind you, when I say pulling into the driveway is like a quarter mile long. Like that's, if you get out into the rural Midwest out here, that's the way it is. Like you have a very long driveway because people still own a lot of land. It's not like LA where you just have like where if you land a corner lot, you're styling, right? Because you've got all the property in LA. But out here, it goes by acres. So anyway, so we're coming up the driveway and dumb me, being completely inexperienced, I start counting cats. And no shit, I counted almost 20 cats just driving from the entrance of the driveway up to the fucking house. So I'm sitting there thinking like, holy fucking shit, this person's got a lot of cats, man. That's a lot of, and in my head, I'm like, I'm being that innocent, just completely sensitive, just like no desensitization or I can't even think of the word desensitization. Is that right?
Desensitized?
That's that. But I mean, in this particular, anyway, I'm not even desensitized for what I'm about to fucking walk into. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself like, holy fuck, that's got to be a lot of money in cat food. So we get to the house and Al's still taking the lead, and we go up to the house and they let us in, and I swear to God I will never forget that deep pungent ammonia smell. Oh my God. It was just so fucking disgusting. Like something had died in there. And it was because in the house, going from the front door down to the basement where we needed to install the hardware, I probably counted about another 20 fucking cats. And there was like, they didn't take care of the cats. That was the problem. So walking into the house and going down into the basement, there was a corner in the basement where they had 2 litter boxes set up. And instead of cleaning out the litter boxes, they just kept pouring more litter into the fucking corner. So all you could see, all you could fucking see is just the very corner of the litter box. Everything else was covered, and there was a fucking mountain of cat litter. And I'm not talking like in a little tiny corner. I'm talking like 8 foot by 8 foot fucking square, almost taking up the entire fucking room of this corner of the house. Mountain of cat litter, because the cats, it's almost like they walk in and they dump the litter in the corner, and then the cats, while they do their business, fucking, you know how they bury their shit, and they just spread that fucking cat litter everywhere, dude. I thought I was gonna pass out. I couldn't even fucking breathe. It was so fucking bad. And I remember looking at Al and saying, bro, are we leaving? And he's like, nope, you're just going to have to get used to it. I'm like, motherfucker, what did I sign up for? Oh, God, dude. That was the same house. Oh, man. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what false ceiling is. So false ceiling is the ceiling tile with the metal frame. So it's like you can push up the tiles into the ceiling to access the ceiling. This shit is everywhere in the Midwest, and I mean fucking everywhere. So I'm like doing my thing, you know, I'm mounting the hardware backboard onto the basement wall and getting ready to start, you know, hanging equipment, when I hear this scratching above me, and I look up and hear this cat jumps out of the fucking ceiling right at me. And the funny part is I was terrified. Like, I was scared, you know, it was a good jump scare. But the funny part is I had tripped on the edge of the fucking stairs, and I wasn't terrified of the jump scare anymore. I was terrified I was going to fall backwards into the mountain of cat shit that was right behind me.
You would have been so mad.
Oh, I would have beat the fuck out of Al, dude. But he actually got it kind of worse, because when he started running cable, so for those of you that can stay on track with us, when we were installing these fiber optics, it doesn't run over coax, it runs over Cat 5. So Ethernet cable, the same Ethernet cable that you use to plug your modem into your computer. We would have to rewire the entire house with this stuff. And then we would terminate the ends, and we'd do wall plates just like you would see for coax. Well, that's how everything operated. So all these houses, they're very, very, very fucking old. So we would have to run all new cable. So Al starts running cable, and he finds out that the cats have been pissing all over the air vents in the fucking floor, and they're rusted out, dude. Rusted out.
Gross.
Oh my God, it was so fucking disgusting. Oh yeah. No, that was a good eye opener to some of the people who live in the Midwest. It's not everybody, but it's not uncommon.
I thought you had another house where there were animals like crapping in the bathtub, like in a jacuzzi tub or something. Maybe that was one of the other guys' stories.
Yeah, I don't remember a jacuzzi tub.
Yeah, I remember somebody telling me that they had a house where they, instead of like a normal cat litter box, they just had an unused like jacuzzi tub in the bedroom that they just had cat litter in, and the dogs and cats would just climb in there and crap.
Oh my God. In a jacuzzi tub?
Yep.
Oh, that is fucking disgusting.
Oh. But at least they went to the bathroom in the jacuzzi tub. Like you get to those houses where there's animals everywhere, and they just crap or piss on the floor.
Oh my God, yeah, so terrible. So terrible.
'Cause the animal houses are the worst. I mean, I've had a few cat houses, but not to the extent of yours. Mine were dog houses, though. I think one of the first one was the worst one, because you go to this house and you see 13, 14 dogs running around outside, and you're like, shit. Like, well, at least I keep them outside.
God damn it. Right.
Well, I mean, that's still bad, because then you have to deal with the dogs jumping on you when you're trying to work on the box on the outside of the house. But no,
Yeah.
but then when you go to the back side of the house, you see that they have like a cat door, but a dog door, so the dogs can freely run in and out of the house. You're like, okay, well, they really like their dogs, but the same thing happened where you walk in and it's just that smell hits you.
Ugh.
But I think cat pee is probably worse than dog pee, though. It's still bad.
I don't know, man. I
Cat
think
pee
that,
has that ammonia smell in it.
well, didn't the dog?
It did. It's bad, but I still think cat piss is worse.
Because I think that's just like the universal smell for this house is fucked up. You need to leave.
Yeah, there was never a house that we left because of it being nasty, I don't think. We always figured a way to do it.
I had
But-
one. But go on.
With this one, the homeowners, there's like, oh, just leave your shoes on, and they're like, okay, whatever, because it's dry outside. It just wasn't raining, so our feet weren't muddy.
Oh, sure.
But you walk, and the house is carpeted, but everywhere you're walking, you hear like a squishing noise, like like the carpet got wet, like they just got it cleaned. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And a little bit later, Greg comes in and takes his boots off, not thinking, because every house you go to, you usually put your slip-ons or take your boots off.
Yeah, you get into the habit.
Yep. And he walks through the house, down the hallway, and gets in there, and you see him kind of slow down, looking at his feet as he's walking, because it's kind of like that, what the fuck's going on here kind of moment. And like right when he gets to the door, he lifts up his foot, and you can just see it's yellow dripping from his sock.
Oh no, dude!
I'm like, this house they're pissing everywhere in this fucking house.
They're pissing everywhere.
Everywhere.
Oh, that is so gross.
Yep.
Oh my God, dude.
And sure enough, like later when we were running wires, you see a dog just like lift its leg and piss right in the corner in the bedroom.
Way. You actually saw it happen?
Yep.
Oh, gross, dude.
No, those are one of those houses you just want to burn down. And
Right. Yeah. How dare you people? No, there was actually a house I did walk out on. Now, mind you, this is when I'm far more experienced and I was coordinating my own contract. So this is the contract I spent 3 years on. So we came to this house, and sometimes when we do our job, we do it in 2 phases, just because of the time constraint. So phase 1 is what's called the pre-wire. So this is where we will come into the house and we'll prep everything for the fiber optics that's on the way. And then phase 2 is we will come back after we have a signal to the house, and we'll terminate everything and hook everything up and turn everything on, i.e. TVs, internet, phone, and all the services will work. But sometimes on some contracts, we would do the pre-wire phase where we would just, because there were customers out there, they would want to, they would take TV service, and you have to get a line to every TV because you had cable boxes now. So that would take time. And to do that plus turn on all the service, in total, you're looking at approximately an all-day install depending on what services are being taken. So they would break it up. So we were in the pre-wire stage, and it was me. Who's all there? God, I can't remember now. Well, anyway, it was me and 3 other guys. And we got to this house, and we walk in, and right away there's these 3 corgis that just come run into the front door. Friendly corgis come run into the front door, and you know me, I'm a dog person. Like, oh, what's up, little puppy? Yeah, you good dog, you are. You know, I get my fucking dog voice on. Yeah, sure. But then as I walk further into the fucking house, I start seeing dog shit. Now, the funny part is this house didn't even smell that bad. Like, the smell wasn't there. Maybe faintly in some spots, but it was fine. But as I'm looking around, you know, once you get up, like, because you walk through the entryway and then you come in through the, like, dining room or whatever it was, and then into the living room past the kitchen. Once you got into the living room, there was dog shit everywhere. And I don't mean just like, oh, well, the dog shit in the corner and right in front of the couch. No, I mean these 3 dogs probably shit about 20 fucking times in this living room. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? So then I start paying attention, right? And it just gets worse. I shouldn't have fucking paid attention. Well, I should have, because I don't want to step in it, but fucking, I start looking around, and even in the kitchen, dude, in the fucking kitchen on the floor, there's dog shit.
Nasty.
I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Thank God there's no smell. So I'm like debating, right? I'm like, okay, well, this isn't quote unquote that bad because we can breathe. But damn it, do I want to be dodging dog shit the entire time I'm doing this fucking install? And then, out of one of the bedrooms comes this toddler in nothing but diapers. And this kid's legs is covered in remnants of dog shit. I was like, that's fucked up.
Yes.
That is unacceptable. And I even looked at the homeowner, and I just kind of like glanced at the kid, and the homeowner goes and, like, I don't know if the homeowner was like trying to show me that they loved the child, or if they tried to show me that, oh, it was just dirt or whatever. And it wasn't dirt, dude. You could fucking tell. You know the difference between mud and shit. So sure enough, man, she runs over and she grabs this kid. Oh, hey, you know, little Billy, or whatever the fuck his name was. And I'm like, as soon as you could tell right away, because, you know, parents will like pick up their kids under the arms, you know, because it's a little kid, you know, he's like, you can get your hands right around him, you know. So she picks him up under the arms, and she goes to pull him in for like a hug to hold him, and she lifts her elbows to dodge his legs. And I'm like, nope, we're good. I'm like, ma'am, I got to just grab something out of the truck real quick. And I kind of like give a head nod to my coworkers, like, let's go. And I jump back in the work van, and I call the office, and I say, look, we're not doing this install. Like, it's not going to happen. And I told them everything that happened, and they were like, oh my God, don't worry, we'll call the appropriate people. So come to find out, now that 2-stage thing, like, there's usually a big gap in between that. So it's like you'll do the pre-wire stage, and then there'll be like a 6-month gap, and then you'll do the you know, install stage. So in the install stage, I was shocked when I'm looking at my sheet and I'm GPSing, and it's bringing me back to this house like 8 months later.
And you're like, oh, fuck.
Somebody had shown up and pre-wired this fucking house, and it wasn't my teams. And I pull up to the house, and I look around, and it's the same lady.
Yeah.
I go into the house, no dogs. The dogs are gone. And this house, now mind you, okay, everybody's house has like that little quirk where it's not a dirty house, but it's like, okay, you left some magazines on the kitchen counter, and they've been sitting there for a few weeks. You know what I mean? Like everybody has those little things, which this house was typical. Like it wasn't nasty. It wasn't there wasn't food out. The dishes were clean. That's pure irony right there. The fucking kitchen was clean, but it's okay to have dog shit everywhere, right? like like the house was not, well, see, it's really difficult to describe because I want to say the house was not a shithole, but it actually was. Literally a shithole. But as far as like, okay, if you just remove the factor of the dogs and all the dog shit that was there, and you were just to judge the house itself and how the people would be living if they didn't own dogs, it wasn't that bad of a house. Like there wasn't garbage everywhere. There wasn't. It was actually. I don't want to say it was tidy, but it wasn't. I can't say it wasn't fucking disgusting because it was fucking disgusting. This is like, it's hard for me to just picture the house as a normal, average house without dog shit, and that's how the house was, right? So we come in. There's no more dogs. There's no more dog shit, and the lady's there, and she is a million times more friendly now. And we start to install the TVs, and the kids' bedroom was vacant. So
Kid was gone.
Yeah. So CPS had rolled up in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
100% CPS rolled up in there. And now whoever this lady was trying to play nice, probably to get the kid back. So I'm wondering if she was like, oh, they're going to go back and they're going to say things are so much better there now. Nope. Sorry, sweetheart. I don't know where your dogs are. I don't know where that kid is. But wherever that kid is, I hope it's a lot cleaner.
Nah, went to a worse house. I got more dogs.
That's the worry about it. What if the dogs went with? And what if the people that the dogs and the kid went with to is just as bad?
No, because they have to pass tests. They didn't pick a random person to have kids, a shelter for them.
Well, right, but I mean, what if it was a family member? I know they do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck.
They sold the kid.
they sold the kids and the dogs came free. Oh my god. Buy one toddler, get 3 corgis free. Fucking corgis. God, those are weird ass dogs.
I don't mind them. I like Weimaraners.
I don't mind corgis. Wait, what? What? What kind of dog?
A Weimaraner?
What the fuck is a Weimaraner?
It's a dog.
What?
It's time we established that.
Yeah, uh-huh. Hold on. How do you fucking spell this? I gotta Google this shit.
Just type dog and then W-E-I-M.
Oh, there it is. W-E-I-M-A-R-A-N-E-R. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, I know that dog.
Is he cool or?
Whose dog is that? I mean, obviously I'm on Google. I like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I met him. Yeah, we went to school together.
No, somebody we know has a dog like that, with the blue eyes and the like light brown tan fur, like
light brown tan.
Well, I can't. I don't know. It's a weird color. Gray, light brown, tan.
Yeah, they're more gray.
But does this breed of dog always have those blue eyes, or gray?
Typically,
or blue?
yes.
Okay, so I know someone that has a Weimaraner, but I can't remember who the fuck has it.
Might be somebody you know and I don't, because I can't think of anybody that has one.
Shit, must be then. Huh.
Well, look at you having friends.
Yeah, right. All of a sudden I can't remember my fucking friends, so that's great. That's a good look.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
Oh, nasty houses. I've had houses with cockroaches. Those are awesome. The worst one would probably be down in Iowa. Yeah, when this tiny little house is about 2, maybe 3 bedrooms.
Okay.
And there was 8 kids and then the parents all living in this little house.
In a 3-bedroom house.
Yep.
Was it 3 bathroom?
No, it was 1.
Oh my God. 10 people in a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. Hey, let me guess. So the parents had a room, the kids had a room, and they had an office, right?
No, the parents obviously had one, and they had one of the oldest kids in the 1 bedroom and the rest shoved into the other.
What?
Yeah, because like the oldest wanted his own bedroom.
Oh my God.
So all the other kids had like mattresses laid up in a row and like one in a corner. Yep, they had bunk beds too.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yep. Did it smell?
Oh yeah, the house was nasty. This
God.
was one where I never got to be the one to wire it. Thankfully, I went there, but the other guys ended up having to wire it. But
what was that saving grace?
I had to go wire a different house. I never had the service call.
Oh, nice.
So I just had to go there to drop off like a box of Cat 5. You know?
Oh, talk about fucking dodging bullets. Those were my favorite things to do. Like if I had to go get parts or some shit.
Well, I remember Keith, he said that he had to go into there and do some work. And there was like a cockroach that was following him on the ceiling, and he was bugging him out. Like everywhere he would walk, this thing would follow him on the ceiling. He was just waiting for it to jump on him.
Oh my God, dude, that's fucking crazy. I would have done everything to like grab a fish rod and just fucking, when he's not looking, just drop that fucking cockroach right on him. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I would have done it. I'm not going to lie. I would have fucking done it. There were times we were the worst people to work with. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, when they wired that house, you know, it was so nasty inside that instead of running lines, you know, up through attics and all that jazz, they just drilled out the wall, like ran it around the house, a couple staples here and there, laid it in, drilled another big hole on the other side of the house, brought them inside, just laid the cable right on the ground, and put the ends on, plugged it in, and left it.
I don't fucking blame him, man. Like,
Nope.
yeah, fuck that. And that was one of the beauties of those houses. Like when you were just going to be tortured for the entire install because you got to put up with this fucking crap that people are okay with. But you can get away with a lot more cutting corners.
Like there was no wall jacks, nothing. It was just the line on the ground.
Right? What are you going to do? Complain? Like, I just think that, well, I suppose that's another aspect we should talk about. Like if you wanted, in these rural areas, like it's a monopoly. And it's funny how these monopolies work because it's like the mafia with territory. Like you have these independent telecoms that have very clear lines laid out on where their network is, and everybody else like adheres to it. So you have these clear cut lines of how far that your what was the term they used? Their footprint, where their footprint was, and yeah, you just didn't cross the line. Like everything was laid out by a map, by an engineered map, and everybody followed these maps. Motherfucker, I forgot where I was going with this. I totally forgot where I was going with this shit. Holy fuck.
Now we know.
Yeah. Shit. What the fuck the point what I was going to make? Jesus Christ, dude. This is going to bug the fuck out of me now. Yeah, Phil, you're great at podcasting, bro. Keep it going.
And you had notes.
And notes, too, yeah. Oh, my God. Worst fucking podcaster ever. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. All right, well, whatever. That's how like the fucking telecom mafia works, I guess. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that, homie. How did I start that conversation?
I don't know.
Shit.
You were talking about cutting corners.
Yeah. fuck?
This was a really sharp corner cut.
Oh, yeah, okay. I know where I was going with it now. And we're back. So, you only had one option for a provider. That was it. Like these independent telecoms, it was either them or you had nothing. So you were either paying for their service or you were just reading books, I guess. So in these independent telecoms, you have the same person, and all these people knew everybody. Like, it's not like these are big cities where there's millions of people. No, it's small towns where there's a couple hundred people, and everybody knows everybody. And so that tech is going to be your tech as long as he has that job, and your tech knows everybody you know. So you could get away with cutting corners because you knew that they couldn't complain about shit, because if they had to call the phone tech in there to fix something, guess what? They have to come in the house, and even though these people lived like the way they didn't change the fact that they weren't embarrassed by it. You know, whether it be whatever the reason may be why they're living like that, whether it's laziness or depression or who knows. I'm sure there's a wide range. Does not change the fact that a lot of these people were seriously embarrassed. But it was really, really, really easy to have us come in there because we were temporary and we didn't know anybody. So hell yeah, it was easy for us to come in there, but doesn't change the fact you're bringing a fucking stranger into your nasty house. I don't want to hear any fucking complaint. I mean, I suppose I should fucking subnote this with saying that we didn't just fucking destroy people's houses. I mean, the corners we're talking about cutting, like you have houses where it's okay. The house is, you know, an old house. It isn't upkept. You know, it's falling apart. It's okay to just drill a hole through a floor and run a cable. But then you have the opposite side of the scale where you run into these $1 million houses, and if that fucking wall plate is tilted by 1 fucking degree, you're getting a written complaint against you.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. I hated those fucking houses. I hated those houses more than I hated the nasty houses. Because it was like nothing but walking on eggshells 100% of the time. I don't care how nice that trophy housewife was. Like, one slip up and she was going to condemn you to hell. Like, it's fucking terrible. Yeah. But I don't think anything is more worse than when you're dealing with permanent nastiness. See, the catch with all of these houses is you get to leave when you're done, right? So you go work at somebody's house, run a bunch of cable. You're done in 2 to 3 hours. Like, you're out of there. And in some of these contracts, you didn't have to come back. Like, you could finish the entire fucking job in 2 to 3 hours, and you were golden. Like, there was no pre-wire stage and install stage. Like, it was just all one shot, and given whatever packages, you know, you could be out of there in a fucking hour, and you never had to come back.
Yep.
But when you get a new hire, a rookie, that has that same level of whatever the fuck is going on.
The funk.
Oh, God, yeah. Talk about funk in the funk. Like, I wouldn't say fake in the funk, because there was no fake in this fucking funk. Like, holy fucking shit. Like, oh, my God. When you have coworkers that you are stuck with that are just fucking disgusting, that shit is beyond annoying. Like, that is like that was one of the reasons why I quit. Fuck you, Donnie. If you are listening to this, I fucking hope to God, yes, I hope to God you learned what a fucking shower was. Holy shit, dude. This guy, I worked with him for, oh my God, what was it? 4 months? 5 months? Before I finally got fired? Not once did this guy ever take a shower. And I'm not talking like, oh, okay, he's just mad at it. No. Like, we're talking so bad that the hotel we were staying at, you remember this, homie?
Oh, yes.
The hotel we were staying at, my other coworkers, because it was me and my coworker. Oh, Darren. That's right. I forgot about Darren. Darren, I'm sorry. I forgot about you, bro. It was me and Darren in one room. And then because he was new, it was 3 rookies. Yeah, so it was 2 rookies. So me and Darren each had a rookie. And then now this new rookie who was quote unquote the cousin of the other rookie. It was weird because he was like, you know how they do with the Somalian refugees? Like they come to the country, they set them up, and da-da-da-da-da, you know? It was like that, only he was Russian.
Oh.
Yeah, he was straight Russian. And he had the thick Russian accent, too. But he was fluent in English. Like, he could understand everything he said, and the funny part is he was rusty at Russian. But he had the accent. It was so weird. Anyway, so it got to the point we were staying in this hotel. So we had me and Darren in one room, and then we had all the rookies in the other room. Saves on money. Anyway, one of the rookies came to me. He was like, dude, either you get Donnie out of this fucking room or I'm quitting my job. Like, I can't stay here anymore. I'm going to complain to Chad and I'm going to fucking steal your company card to get my own room. I'm like, okay, I got a better idea. Let me call my boss and I'm going to tell him that he can't stay with us because his hygiene is non-existent. And he's getting his own room. So we got him his own room, right? And talked him into getting his own room. And after being in this room by himself for, I think it was 3 weeks. Because remember, we would come out on Sunday, we'd stay Monday through Thursday, and then we'd leave Thursday night. So 3 weeks of that. On the third week, on Monday afternoon, when we came back from work, we're walking down the hall, and I'm going to my room, and I'm like, oh man, it smells really good in here. I wonder what they did. I wonder if they, like came through and sprayed something. And then I'm unlocking my door, and I look over, and the fucking housekeeping staff, I shit you not, put a fucking one of those like Glade plug-in fresheners like in each outlet on either side of his fucking door. Yeah, dude. Yeah, seriously. Like, holy fucking shit. And then something happened where we were getting ready for a big project. Big project for us was like a huge apartment building, or let me rephrase this, quote unquote huge apartment building. So it was like a 12-plex. So there would be 4 apartments on each floor, and it'd be 3 floors. So we would all get together, and we would schedule like a whole week where we would install that building. So we decide that we're going to like talk this over, because I had actually gotten the plans early for what they expected in each apartment, and, what the owner of the building and, property management, all that stuff expected, blah, blah, blah. I had the layout. So I wanted to lay it out to the guys and let them know what we were going to be doing next week. And so I fucking knock on Donnie's door, and he opens the door and he goes, "Hey man, what's up? Come on in." And I come in, and dude, it was the smell. That fucking pungent ammonia smell. And I was shocked. I just looked at him. I'm like, dude, really? And he was like, what? I'm like, what do you mean, what? Do you not smell that? He was like, no. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And then I glance over. So I shut the door and I glance over, dude. So I see this black garbage bag hanging from the coat rack. And I'm like, motherfucker, is that a dead body? Mm-hmm. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And so I look at him, I'm like, what the fuck is with the garbage bag? Are you fucking keeping your garbage in here? You know there's a fucking dumpster out back. And he was like, no, that's not garbage. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, it's my clothes. I'm like, what? Like, you have a suitcase.
Laundry basket?
Like, you have a fucking, like, no, it wasn't a fucking laundry basket, because keep in mind, he didn't fucking do laundry. Like, yeah, dude, nastiness. Fucking nastiness. So, I'm like, what the fuck why is your laundry, why are your fucking clothes in a black garbage bag? And he's like, I don't know, I just came back and found it like that. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then I stop and I'm like, oh my God. Like, the fucking housekeeping staff is so sick of the fucking smell. They found out it was his fucking clothes contributing to it. And so they started putting his fucking clothes in a black garbage bag and hanging it, tying a knot in it and hanging it from the fucking coat rack.
Oh.
I looked at him and I'm like, you came back and found that like that? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, you know the housekeeping staff did that, right? And he was like, oh, is that who's doing it? I swear to God, this guy was dumber
like,
than
who
a
the
fucking
fuck
box
else
of
would be doing it?
Right. This guy, there was no teaching this guy anything, dude. I'm telling you. Like, every single thing that we had to fucking teach this guy, just nothing stuck. Like, we had to fucking babysit this ass clown the entire fucking time. 100% waste of money. Like, oh, dude, just so terrible. So anyway, I ask him, I'm like, are you okay with that? Do you not, like, in this point, I'm not even being cocky. I'm legitimately asking, because now I am just genuinely curious on what he's thinking.
What makes you tick?
Right. I know. I was like, I need to investigate this, because I've never personally witnessed anybody like this. I mean, obviously everybody's seen the fucking show Hoarders, but This is the first time I've ever had a personal experience with this lack of hygiene. And now I'm like, I asked him and I was like, you know, does this not bother you? Does this, like, are you 100% okay with this? Like, is there not any thought in your head that says this is wrong? Is there nothing there that says anything like that? And he looks at me and you know what he says? He goes, well, it's never been a problem before. I'm like, Donnie, when was the last time you lived in a hotel? And he was like, well, never. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not. No. Like, I can't
imagine what his house at home smells like.
Oh my God, dude. I swear to God. No fucking way in hell. No way in hell would I ever go into that dude's house. Not a fucking chance. So, speaking of that apartment building, right? We get to the apartment building, but before we do, that morning, I get a call from the office ladies. Oh, by the way, the office ladies, i.e. CSRs, for those of you that don't know what that stands for, that is customer service representatives. So they're the ones you call in if your shit's not working or whatever. They're the ones that take your call. Anyway, cool ladies, super cool ladies. Ladies, you rock. I miss you. You were my friends. They give me a heads up that morning that the tech manager is going to stop out to see how we're doing, because a lot of these independent telecoms were owned by like co-ops. They were owned by city board members and stuff like that. So it was just like, I mean, I don't want to go so far as to say municipal, but it was the city definitely had an investment in all these places. But anyway, they gave me a heads up that one of the board meetings was coming up. And he wanted to stop out to touch base with us to make sure everything was going okay or if we needed anything. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I do not need the tech manager to see this guy. Like, there's no fucking way. So sure enough, we get to the apartment building and we jump out of our vans, and we had this passenger van, just like a minivan. We had two big work vans, then we had a little minivan, and the little minivan we would use to drive back and forth a long distance to get to the contract to home. And the big vans we left on contract, and we would pick them up when we come back out. Well, anyway, I take the keys to the, or no. Donnie was riding shotgun in the minivan, and then me and Darren drove the big vans. And as soon as I pull up to this place, I jump out of the fucking van, and I go into the minivan. And I look at Donnie, and I'm like, you stay. And he looks at me, and he's like, what? I'm like, you're staying out here. He's like, what the fuck? Why? And I'm like, you didn't shower today. I can fucking smell you from here. I'm 5 feet away from you, and I can fucking smell you. We cannot have this smell in the building. Like, you cannot come into people's houses with this smell. So until you take a shower, and mind you, the hotel does have laundry, you are going to sit in this van. Because at this point, I had argued with my boss enough to where he was like, no, we're not taking him off. Like, we're not going to fire him. You know, we need to give him a chance, blah, blah, blah. You know, this had been going on for like 3-4 months. And I was fed up with it. So I was like, all right, fine. If that's the case, if you don't want to listen to me, if you don't want to, you know, take what I and everybody else have been telling you for the last couple months to heart, then I'm going to make him free money. So I'm going to force you to pay him to do nothing. So I made him sit in the van. I made him sit out in that fucking van because, unbeknownst to my boss, I knew that if the fucking manager came out there for the phone company, we would have lost that contract. I mean, nothing speaks more to standards than that bad hygiene. Like, if you skip a day and you don't take a shower, it's whatever. You know, depending on what you do, like, it's what, if you have a nasty ass job, you need to take a fucking shower every day.
If you think about it, it could have went the other way though, because if our manager would have heard back from their manager saying that one of your techs is nasty and smelling the way he is, then he would believe you and actually have to take action.
Yeah, but at the same token, if I was that tech manager in his shoes, shut the fuck up. If I was in his shoes and I came out to the subcontractors that I hired and saw that, I would immediately question the other coworkers. Like, yeah, what's the deal? Why does he smell so bad? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe not question the other coworkers, but I would certainly question that scenario. How the fuck is that happening? You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
So he got pissed, and one of my coworkers came in and he was like, yeah, dude, he's sitting out there with the air conditioning on, the door closed. I'm like, no way. Nope. I go running the fuck out there. I roll down all the windows. I open all the fucking doors, and I take the keys out of the fucking van. And I'm like, no, you are going to leave all of this shit open, and you're going to fucking sit here.
You're going to air out.
You're going to air the fuck out. Dude, I'm telling you, man, it was fucking terrible. And I did. I made him sit in that fucking van all week long. 4 11-hour days. I made him sit in that fucking van. And he was so bored out of his skull. And I'm like, dude, all you have to do is take a shower tonight. That's it.
And wash your damn clothes.
You take a shower. You know what? Honestly, I think if you would have just took the shower, it would have been a million times better. Clothes or not. Like,
Yeah.
I think it would have been a million times better if it, well, because the guy never took a shower the entire time
Yeah, but
I
if
knew
you've
him.
never washed your clothes, it clings to it.
I suppose that is
And when
true.
it gets to that point, you just have to burn his clothes and just buy new stuff.
Oh,
The
fuck, I
smell
know,
wouldn't
right?
come out.
Right? Seriously.
You
What are
should have
supposed to watch
sent
it,
Chad
Bleach?
one of those in the mail.
Oh, that would have been a fucking great idea. Damn it. Oh, Chad, if you're listening to this, I totally would have done that. You're lucky I didn't fucking... Oh, you're lucky I didn't think of that. Because you know who would have opened it?
The office ladies.
Fucking Shar, man. Shar would have lost her fucking mind if she... Oh, my God, dude. My phone would have exploded that day. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been bad. So I left him sit out there. And, what the fuck? The funniest part about that is the manager didn't even come out. He didn't even come out to visit. I made him sit in the van that entire fucking week. Oh, which, mind you, that same week, the fucking management of the hotel came to my door and said that if we don't do anything about him, we were going to get kicked out of the hotel.
That's bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. It was like, I told the management I'd take care of it, and then I apologized. Dude, so embarrassing. And I think it was that very next week he got let go. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was that very next week he got let go.
And you were like, thank heaven.
Oh, God, dude. One of the best days of my life. Good day. Oh, my God. I was just so upset. So mad.
I wonder if he's just got a bunch of animals at home and that's why he smells like that.
I think he had a dog, but that was it. What? No. This guy smelled like that because he didn't fucking shower. Like, that's why this guy smelled like that.
Yeah, combination. Oh, he's got a bunch of animals pooping in the house.
I'm pretty sure he had a dog, but I think that was it.
The dog wouldn't even put up with that smell.
Keeps asking the dog to come inside and just sits outside and whines.
I was like, nope.
Right? Like, I know that smell, motherfucker. I ain't going in there. That's your property. Oh, my God. Disgusting.
Yep. I remembered another house when we were talking about the poop in the houses.
Okay.
There was this like 3-story house, huge house. They had like 4 or 5 kids in there. But the house was gross. Like they looked like the kids had there was crayons like they colored on the wall, but then it was also looked like they like brought in buckets of mud and like finger drew like hearts and little like horses and things all over the walls in the bedrooms.
Was it like cute or was it messy?
It was messy. Yeah, it was just gross, like dirty, gross house, that garbage on the floor, things like that. But later when we were going into like the little girl's bedroom, you look and she's drawing on the wall again with a fairly fresh piece of dog poop. And you realize that all of it on the walls.
No way. Oh, dude. Gross.
Yep. It was horribly nasty. And like her little brother was, thank God they weren't used, but he was running around with tampons and things, just playing with them.
Oh my God.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the house was pretty gross too.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's an under fucking statement.
I'm just surprised that we didn't ever catch anything at these houses.
Oh my God, I know, right? Oh, fuck. Vaccinations. I don't give a fuck what you say, were tried and true. Because holy fucking shit, I could totally see a fucking polio or Ebola or some fucking thing outbreak from one of these fucking places. Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh,
Bed bugs, those ones. I was always fearful of bringing shit like that back, of like bed bugs.
right. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, bringing that shit home with you.
Mm-hmm. I've only ever run into that one time, but it was at a hotel we were staying at. And
Fuck.
it was one of those janky ass, like, no name hotels. A motel, basically.
What state?
It was in Red Wing.
Oh, that was Minnesota?
Yep.
Not in the one you and I were staying in.
No.
Oh, I was going to say, motherfucker.
When you came out there, that's when we were in the Super 8.
Okay, all right.
There was another place when you're first coming into town, and one of these gross places where, like, even the ceilings in the hotel or this motel were drop tile. Like, you could lift up them and, like, look all the way down and probably just go over the wall into the other room. The other hotels.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God, that's fucking crazy.
So I was there with Wayne, and we stayed there, like, it was like our second week there.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to bed, and he gets into his bed, and he finds a bed bug, and he's like, what the fuck is this? And he looks up the picture online, and we confirm, like, oh, that is a bed bug.
Oh, God.
So I was like, well, we go into all these houses all day long, so there's a good chance it might have just jumped on his clothes and maybe came with.
Yeah.
So I was like, it was one, so we looked around, we didn't see anything. And I was like, well, if we see any more, then we can look further. But so then it was the next night, and we're going to bed again, and he finds two of them in his bed. So I was like, okay, that's more than a coincidence.
Shit.
So,
no.
What?
I know where you're going with this. I think I know where you're going with this. Keep going.
No, it doesn't get worse than that, I guess, because once we found the two, we're like, okay, we need to leave. So
smart move.
Yeah. So he catches one in his empty pop bottle, and he brings it up to the front desk.
Attaboy. Call him out.
And it was this little Hispanic lady. She's probably, I don't know, mid-20s or so. And he holds it up to her, and he's like, do you know what this is? And she's like, is it a spider? And he's like, no, bitch, it's not a spider. He's like, it's a fucking bed bug. Like,
is it a spider?
And he's like, we want our money back, and we're going somewhere else. And at first she says no. She wouldn't give us the money back. And he threatens her. He's not physically. He's
right. But like, I'll
we will go to
you.
every news outlet in town and tell everyone about this place, and your business will be shut down.
Ooh.
It's just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
we'll give you money.
That's right, motherfucker. We're not dumb.
Yep. So, she refunded us our money, and we left and went down to the Super 8, which it was, I don't know, probably $10 more a night each, but there was no bed bugs.
Oh, yeah, totally worth it.
And plus there, you had a pool, and the hotel room or the hotel people would come and clean your room regularly.
Oh, I remember that hotel, all right. That was
fun. That was the one with that weird dude that was trying to get into people's apartment or into people's hotel rooms.
Wait, what?
We had that one time. Wayne, we're always rooming together. So I was at the gym, and he was telling me about this guy that knocked on his door, and Wayne answered it because he thought it was me, forgot my key or something. And he kept like trying to push Wayne out of the way and come into the room. And Wayne had to like very forcefully shove him back out.
Oh my God.
On his face. So he waits a little bit and goes back out, and the dude's trying to get into other people's rooms, just trying to the door handles and things like that. So then Wayne just went up to the front desk, and told them about it, and they called the police. But by that time, the guy had left, and they didn't know where he went. But
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it was just, and he was in like this suit too, like a leather denim kind of looking suit with a briefcase.
Straight out of the 90s.
Yep.
Wait, hold on. Did you say a briefcase?
Yeah, he had a briefcase.
This motherfucker was trying to do a deal, man. I bet he had 2 keys of coke up in that bitch.
I don't know.
He was probably trying to shove his way in, like, come the fuck on, let's do this. Are you going to buy this shit or not? I didn't come all the way from fucking Florida for this shit. Oh, my God. Wow. That's fucking crazy.
There was another night where the front desk lady had someone call her and like threatening to kill her and things like that.
Holy fuck.
Yep.
This is
and
all
they had
in the same. This is all in Red Wing?
Yeah, this was all at that Super 8.
Oh, my God. Wow.
And yeah, they called the police because the guy was still on the phone, just saying all these horrible things he was going to do to her, and rape and things like that to her. And
God.
they were trying to, they had sorry, they had her tell him this. I don't want to talk on this phone because it's a work phone. Call me on my cell phone number. And they gave him the police officer's cell phone number.
Atta girl.
And the guy calls on there, and then they use that to track the number. And I think they did end up finding him later on. But yeah, he was some weird creep was calling the front desk lady, and she, initially tried hanging up, and he would just keep calling back, and then she just kept him on the phone. And it was scaring her. It was some young girl. She was like 18, like if that. So she was scared and didn't want to hang up the phone because he was telling her that she couldn't.
Oh my God. Wow,
Yep.
dude.
Yeah, that was all in Red Wing.
Holy shit. Red Wing's a rough city, man. Fuck, that reminds me of my last job. We did work for phone systems in hospitality. But we would also do other things on the side. So we would do like call accounting. So we would, track all the phone calls, and, if you spent 4 hours on the phone in California, they could track how long you were on the phone for and charge you accordingly for it. But we also did security systems, and sometimes what the people would have us do, because they were just, they didn't want to do it themselves, or they didn't know how, or whatever the case may be, they would call us and all they would say is, hey, can you pull the security cam footage on this day from this time to this time? And we were like, the first question out of our mouth every time, are the police involved? Because that told us everything we needed to know. And they were like, yes, we need the footage for da-da-da. I'm like, no problem, we got you. And immediately the office was in an uproar, like, guys, I got one, come here, look, we gotta find it. We would log in remotely. One of the best ones that I fucking saw was you would watch the camera, the way the camera was positioned was the camera was above the front desk staff. So behind the front desk counter, above the staff, looking down, so you could see the face of whoever's at the counter. And so you watch this guy come in, and he comes at the front counter, and he gets a room, and as soon as he walks away from the front counter, you can see the front doors. This fucking car comes barreling through the front fucking doors into the fucking lobby and just crashes and destroys everything in the front fucking lobby. And then this dude gets out of the fucking car and just walks over to one of the couches in the lounge and just sits down. He just sits down. He's just like cool and chill. He just sits down. Police show up. They fucking arrest him, and they fucking take him away. So as it turns out, when we found out what happened, so the front desk staff, it was her boyfriend, and she got into a fight with him, and he accused her of cheating on him. And so, per his words, he drove the car through the front doors into the lobby and sat down in the fucking chair because he wasn't going to go anywhere because he loved her so much and he couldn't think of any other way to prove it. I'm like, not sure you accomplished the proving part, bro. Holy fucking shit. Hilarious, dude. Fucking hilarious.
I love you to death.
I know, right? Oh, man. Yeah, just fucking crazy, dude. Absolutely crazy. Well, anyway, we looked farther back in time and come to find out there was a phone call between her and that dude because you can see her like yelling into the handset of the phone, just like with her finger pointing and everything. Oh, it was so fucking funny, man. Yeah, shit. Good times.
Mm-hmm. Gotta love it when people yell.
I cannot believe it's been an hour and 20 minutes already.
And we're gonna have to split up each thing into its own episode.
Fuck, dude, I thought this was gonna be 3 episodes. It's gonna be 5, 6. It's gonna be 6 fucking episodes. I'm okay with that. Shit, I didn't think it would fucking take this long. All right, so, well, I suppose, yeah, I think that's a good idea. We break it up into categories. So, this category of the nasty, well, I suppose we got sidetracked with a couple of other fucking stories.
It was bound to happen.
Yeah, right. I mean, fucking A, we've got so goddamn many.
When you were talking about the guy or the girl yelling on the phone at her boyfriend, it reminded me, next time you'll have to tell about the story of that guy that was yelling at his wife that wasn't allowed to talk.
Yeah, that was one of my first fucking installs. Holy shit. You want to talk about fucked up like manipulation? Oh, God, this fucking poor girl. Which we'll save for the introduction of our next episode.
Dun dun dun.
You're a fucking asshole, Phil. How could you end it on that? Shut up, bitch. You're not that interested. I'm just kidding. I love all my fans. I'm just kidding. Please don't like
unsubscribed.
Yeah. Right? Oh, God. Yeah, I'm sorry. I take that back. I really regret saying that now. And I'm not being sarcastic like how we started this episode. I'm being legit. I'm actually concerned because I didn't mean it. Please forgive me. I will drive my car into the foyer of your fancy ass house to show you how much I love you.
Your place of business.
Shit.
I'll tear the walls down for you, babe.
Oh, right? Oh, my God. Fucking crazy, dude. God.
All right. Well, it's been fun.
Has been a blast. As always, I love you all. I miss you all. Holy fuck, yeah. We had kind of a stint there. There was some personal drama, which I'm not going to talk about on here. But it was so funny because I think in the last episode that I was talking about how, the 8th marker where, after that's how they can tell if a podcast is going to make it or break it is by getting to that 8th podcast. And this is episode 7. And I just had a big 4-month fucking gap between episodes 6 and 7. Like, yep, he's done. Fucking failure. No, don't think so, bitch. Just life happens. And I'm not fucking Joe Rogan. Would I like to do this for a living? Fuck yes. But I'm not quite there yet. Hopefully one day. But we'll see. I still love you anyway. And I'm not going to stop. And with that, till next time, say goodbye, Andy.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And there we go. Thank you all for listening in. Again, I love you all. I appreciate your patience through this. Sometimes life tends to get in the way, but just know that I will not forget about you, as I love doing this, and I love that I've started this, and I love that you're listening to it. So we will see you for part 2. Take care, guys.